Hey guys, it's Shara from Woodshop Diaries. We've had our dog Lucy for almost 3 years now, and she is still making us laugh. We recently bought her a new dog bed because she had flattened her old one and it was so fluffy that she couldn't figure out how to lay down on it. So I decided to make her a bed box to keep her from rolling off the side of her fluffy new bed so she would finally use it. She was hesitant at first, but now she loves it. But only on her terms. It was an act of Congress to get these pictures taken. Lay in your bed. Lucy, in your bed. Lucy, please, come on, lay down. You're the worst. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Now pose for the camera. Stay there. Stay. No. Sit. Stay. I actually found this original modern dog bed design online, and it was only available in extra small and small, and our Lou just wasn't going to fit in that. So I made this one to fit large dogs in a dog bed size of about 25 inches by 35 inches. And I've partnered with Build Something to bring you the free plans linked in the description below. Now, let's get to the build. I made this bed from 3/4 inch birch plywood and used walnut scraps for the legs. So the first thing that I did was cut down my plywood pieces to start making the box. I ripped 2 10-inch wide strips for the dog bed sides using my circular saw and Kreg rip cut. Then I used my Kreg AccuCut to cut the bottom of the bed off the remaining plywood. I actually made the dog bed box 1 inch smaller in both width and length than the actual bed. So her bed is 25 inches by 35 inches, but I actually made the box bottom 24 inches by 34 inches. Also, FYI, if you won't be using the leftover plywood for another project anytime soon, you can definitely make this project from 1/2 sheet of plywood as well. Check out the cuts linked in the description below for how. I trimmed the 10-inch wide strip down to pieces that would fit along the sides of the bed bottom on my miter saw and dry fit the pieces together. Then I test fit the bed to make sure it would work before I started attaching everything. Once I was sure that the bed size would work, I attached edge banding to the exposed edges of the plywood pieces and started drilling pocket holes to prepare for assembly. I drilled 3/4 inch pocket holes along the back piece ends and along the front ends of the left side, and finally around all sides of the bottom of the box. Now, if you use a 1/2 sheet of plywood versus a whole sheet, your side dimensions will shift slightly and you'll drill your holes in the side pieces instead of the back. I know that's confusing, but check out the links in the diagrams below in the description for more details. Once the holes were drilled, I assembled the box using 1 1/4 inch pocket hole screws, except for the front piece that will go on later. Before finishing, I gave the inside of the box a good sanding because obviously I don't want my little Lucy to get any splinters. After the box was together, I gave it a coat of special walnut stain. Then I took the top piece over to the table saw and cut some curves in the front just as decoration. This is totally optional, it just added a fun design element. I adjusted my blade height to 1/4 inch and cut 3 equally spaced lines like shown. Then I gave this piece a lighter coat of stain. It's actually a mix of golden oak and early American stain, which is my favorite color combination. Then I attached this front piece in place on the box. If you wanted at this point, you could leave as is, just apply a coat of poly and you're done. But I wanted her bed to be up off the floor a little, so I added 4 legs to the bottom of the box. I cut cut a leg according to the pattern here, which is also linked in the description below if you need another reference, from some scrap walnut pieces with my jigsaw. Once I had the first leg cut out, I used it as a template and cut the other 3 and then gave them a good sanding before attaching everything in place. I'm sure there are better ways of attaching these feet, but I'm a hot mess and this is what I did. I used my square to ensure that the legs were turned to a 45-degree angle and moved them in about 2.5 inches from the outside corners. Then I pre-drilled and drove 2-inch wood screws into the legs from the top side like shown. I used my square on the bottom side to ensure the leg was 45 degrees, then used the square at the top to make sure I was drilling and driving screws along where the leg actually was underneath. I used 2 2-inch wood screws per leg. And once all 4 legs were attached, it was ready for poly. I applied 2 coats of just a regular clear coat water-based poly to the bed and brought it inside to Lucy. She was hesitant at first, but it didn't take her long to realize that it was nice not rolling off the sides of her fluffy dog bed every time she tries to get on it. She's not spoiled at all. We love our Lucy, so I was happy to make her a little something that would put a smile on her face and a wag in her tail. So if you want to build one for your own dog, be sure to check out the links below for the free plans and details on how to cut your plywood pieces. And if you've enjoyed this video, I'd love if you'd give it a thumbs up, let me know in the comments below, and if you aren't already subscribed to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on what's coming next. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time friends, happy building!